Today was just a horrible day for the stock market anyway. And I'll tell you what, when there is darkness, there is a dawn. There are opportunities that emerge when the stock market goes down. And this is one of those months where, you kind of count your blessings. So I'm going to break down for you what's going on in the stock market and why September was the worst month since the start of the dun 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 pandemic. Get ready, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. At the Black Financial Channel, we talk about black wealth and black economics every single day, and we do it from a black perspective. We are B1 up in this mug, and B1 means we are black first. That means that we are here to solve problems for the black community. Not that we hate anybody else. We just love ourselves way too much to have time to hate on anybody else. Also, B1 means that by the year 2070, Project 2070, our children will lead the world in economics, wealth building, asset acquisition. And then lastly, B1 means we understand we must be one in order to be successful. That means working together, building healthy relationships, finding ways to build things that will last into the future. So if you agree with that philosophy, please put a B1 in the chat, hashtag B1. Hello, Kendall and Divine and Marvis Rogers and Donald Haley. How y'all doing? Now, right now, my wife and I are in Atlanta. Shout out to ATL Shouty. And Atlanta is a beautiful city. Atlanta to me is just the future in terms of what's going to be big long term for black folks of all types. I landed in Atlanta airport. I saw a big gigantic lady with a bonnet on her head and some bunny slippers. I said, "Oh Lord, she got the bonnet and the bunny slippers. We must be in ATL." And so shout out to all the ladies who wear your bonnets and bunny slippers to the airport. I probably wouldn't want to date you, but I'm sure somebody would. Everybody, we love you anyway. And the thing about Atlanta that's beautiful is Atlanta is a reflection of everything that's good and bad and in between when it comes to black. We went down by Lenox Mall and Lenox Mall. Remember Lenox Mall in Trinidad James? Was it? He said some of them hipster that shopped at Lenox. I'm not gonna say the B word, but that's what he said. So Lenox Mall. I'm out here, right, and we see a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of police cars and a bunch of commotion. And we asked the lady, we said, "What's going on out here?" And she said, "Oh, the BET Awards are coming." I said, "Oh shit, man! Hide your wife, hide your kids. It's about to be some shit up in this mug." So the BET Awards are in Atlanta this weekend, and but on the brighter side, there's so much intelligence and hope and prosperity in Atlanta. Brother Ben X, I ran into Brother Ben X in the airport. So Atlanta's just one of those beautiful places where you can just run into all kinds of extraordinary things black people are doing. But anyway, let me digress. Let me move back on. Let me move back to talking about the stock market. So how many of y'all lost money today? Give me a yes if you looked at your stock portfolio and got a little bit sad. Give me a yes if you lost money. A no if you made money. If you made money, say no, or let me know that you did well. If you did, I'm happy for you. Some of the day traders, y'all might have did okay because day trading can kind of create that volatility that's a little bit uncorrelated with the market. I'm not saying day trading is good though, because sometimes you'll lose money when everybody else is making money, and so don't get your hopes up too high. But yeah, right now the Dow is down by about 546 points. September has been the worst month since the start of the pandemic. So when the pandemic began, you saw that big, massive dip in the market. It's the same way I'm here talking to you right now today. I was talking to you on the day that the pandemic dipped, and our goal, our general conversation, our general statement, thought, recommendation, if you want to call it that, was I said I'm buying the dips. I'm buying the dips, and so a lot of money was made during this pandemic. A lot of great things have happened since the pandemic began for you financially. If you've been an investor, well, right now you're kind of seeing the September that's typical of Septembers. September tends to be a really terrible month for the stock market. So this September was no different. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 486.8 points, or 1.59%. The broader S&P 500 was down 1.19% to about 4307.54. The Nasdaq is down about 0.4%, 14,448.58. According to CNBC, the weakness for the market came on the final day of what has been a rough month for equities, as rising rates, inflation fears, and concerns about the Chinese property market have roiled stocks. Now, remember I told you guys about Coroli contagion. Coroli contagion. I named it. I labeled it Coroli contagion after my dissertation chair, Andrew Coroli, one of the nicest white men I've ever met, from Canada, who is I think he's the department chair at Columbia University, or not Columbia, I'm sorry, Cornell University now. And I haven't seen Andrew for a long time, but he used to talk to me all the time about financial contagion, where one market, the Chinese market, can sneeze, and that contagion, that financial coronavirus, can spread all throughout the world. Like literally, what happens with this company called Evergrande? Evergrande's the name of the company in China. They are a big property developer that literally owes, I think they owe like $300 billion or something. It's kind of crazy. You got to have good credit to borrow $300 billion. I couldn't borrow $300 billion. But anyway, imagine if black-owned businesses could get $300 billion in credit. That would change everything for us, right? Well, anyway, apparently they give their credit to the wrong people because Evergrande is getting a little shaky. They're missing bond payments, and that was something that they felt could have a ripple effect all throughout the global economy. And so right now, I tend to be with Kenya. I think that there are some significant buying opportunities. If you want to know what I bought, I think I bought some Disney. I bought some Disney, and I bought a little Starbucks because I just not because I just know that they're going to pop in the next 2 months, but just because these are good companies that are just good at making money, good at expanding their markets. And right now, the signals I'm getting are just kind of mixed. You have a lot of uncertainty. The market does not like uncertainty. It gets very uncomfortable when things are uncertain. All the economic models that value a stock price tend to go down when there's uncertainty. Risk is never a good thing for a market. So you have a lot of risk. You got the government still arguing over the government funding bill and whether or not they're going to raise the debt ceiling and all that stuff. And then you not only don't know if they're going to come up with a deal, you don't know what the deal is going to look like, right? So that's another issue that you have to kind of deal with. But then also you have fears of inflation. A lot of people feel that inflation is going to be higher than the Fed chair, Jay Powell, believes it's going to be. You have rising bond yields, which comes from a decline in the 10-year bond yield. For some reason, the 10-year bond yield is a big number because what it does is it tells you what expected inflation looks like. It also tells you what they call these long duration assets are going to do. The long duration assets are these companies that haven't made a lot of money now, but they're expected to make a lot of money in the future. And so the way the economic models work is that when these long-term yields start to go up, the values of these long duration assets go down. So it doesn't hit, companies that are strong on cash flow like a Coca-Cola or whatever, or a GM that aren't growing that much. It doesn't hit them as hard. But these young companies, the NEOs and even to some extent, even a Tesla, they tend to get hit pretty hard. So anyway, reading on, according to CNBC, it says September lived up to its reputation and dented stock portfolio returns, but not too badly, wrote Ed Yardeni of Yardeni Research. There has been a lot of concern about that higher wages, higher energy prices, and higher transportation costs will weigh on earnings for the rest of this year and into 2022. It's certainly something we'll be tracking, but so far analysts remain relatively sanguine. So effectively, what is going on is that there are these supply chain issues, which I believe are very, I think they're short term. I don't think they're going to last forever. Supply chain issues cause prices of companies, goods to go up. A Bed Bath & Beyond got body slammed because the cost of goods sold went up so much that it killed their profitability. So effectively, in fact, Bed Bath & Beyond dropped 22.1%. So I'm going to dig into that actually in research to see if that's a good buy, because it is probably what they call an idiosyncratic issue that's affecting that company specifically. But I believe that if it's a temporary problem, then why not buy it? I may actually look into buying some Bed Bath & Beyond. I want to see what the analysts have to say about it. Walgreens, Boots Alliance, Home Depot dropped 3.4% and 2.6% respectively. Energy and financial stocks, which have been some of the best performers in recent weeks, took a step back on Thursday. Shares of Goldman Sachs were 1.7% lower, while JP Morgan was down 1.3%. Tech stocks outperformed on Thursday, but the Nasdaq still suffered its fifth straight losing session. Tech names have been hit by the recent jump in the 10-year Treasury yield. That's what I mentioned earlier, the 10-year Treasury yield, which is an expectation on inflation. It broke 1.567% this week. And so rising yields fueled by concerns over inflation and the Federal Reserve signals that it will soon begin winding down its pandemic-era asset purchase are seen as a negative for tech stocks because they make far-off future profits look less attractive to investors. That's what I was talking about earlier when I mentioned long duration. these companies that have money coming way down the line, what happens is the stock price is a reflection of not just the money you're making right now. It's a reflection of all the money they expect you to make long term. So it's just like dating somebody, right? Like, think about it like this. Imagine if you met a girl and she's the prettiest girl in the world. Like, when I met my wife, I saw her across a crowded room. She was the most beautiful woman I ever met. But I kind of, I was kind of friend zoned a little bit. She didn't friend zone me. I friend zoned myself. But she's the prettiest thing in the world, right? So let's say you meet like the prettiest girl in the world, and you go on like your first date, and you call your mother. You're like, oh my God, Mom, I met my wife. She's amazing. She wants to have 2 kids just like me. Her birthday is the same day as mine. All this other stuff, right? So you're really excited about this girl, right? So her stock price is really high in your head because she's awesome, right? Not because of what she's done, because you only known her for 2 days, but it's because of all the great things you think can happen, right? And some people do that. I've seen more so women than men, but sometimes men do it too. Where you ever see where somebody will build a whole future out in their head? Like, they'll literally start imagining like what your house is going to look like, what kind of car you're going to drive, what city you're both going to live in, how many kids you're going to have, all that. Well, anyway, so imagine that. So you met somebody that you really love and you think they're the greatest, and it's been 2 days though. So you're planning all these great things, and then one day you find out that they have a girlfriend or that she has a boyfriend, right? And then everything that you had in your head, all of your hopes and dreams are crushed, right? So you're not just losing the girl you met 2 days ago, you're losing the woman that you think is going to be your wife, right? Or you lost the man that you thought was going to be your baby daddy, right? And so basically that's what happens with these long duration stocks. These are companies that haven't done a lot. They haven't. And that's the big debate in financial markets is like, how in the hell can a company like a Tesla have a bigger valuation than Toyota, right? Or these companies that have sold 100 times more cars than they have, right? Well, it's because everybody thinks Tesla is going to be the what's the word? People think Tesla is going to give birth to entire industries. They feel like Tesla is going to be the destroyer and the creator of worlds. They're pricing all this into the stock price. Like they literally are imagining this whole future that's partly controlled by companies like Tesla. That's where their massive market valuation comes in. So whenever there's any little piece of information that sort of wrinkles that fantasy, you start seeing those prices crash. That's why stocks like that tend to have the most volatility. Same thing with crypto. Crypto's kind of in that space. Like Ethereum, it could be huge. I think Ethereum's going to be massive, right? That's why you see the price go up so much. But if any little thing happens that threatens the future existence of all the possibilities that Ethereum is going to deliver to you, well, then you see the price plummet. You see the volatility in crypto is absolutely insane. So right now, if you want to know where I am in all of this, I see shares of Apple and Amazon dropped. I think these are good companies to maybe look into, digging into. I think I bought some more NVIDIA. I don't think NVIDIA dropped, but I like NVIDIA. I just like what they do. I like how they do business. So there are plenty of opportunities out here. I think long-term investing is still going to work. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. I think that Congress is eventually going to grow up and make a deal. I don't think they're going to let the debt ceiling issue go on for too long, although there could be a government shutdown. That's always a possibility because you cannot underestimate the stupidity of your politicians. We know how ridiculous they are, but eventually everything's going to be fine and we're going to live happily ever after. So this might be a good time to buy. I'm not telling you to buy, but I will say that I think it's a good time to buy. All right, guys. So anyway, make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, do that. Also, if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, you can go to allblackeconomics.com. That URL is on the screen. Please hit the thumbs up button right now. We are growing Black-owned media, and we really need your help. We really, really, really need your help because with the All Black National Convention coming and the things that we're trying to do in the community, we are doing this and getting it done. And the more support we get, the more we can make it happen, and we will show you results. You can ask us any question about where the money's going and all this other stuff, and we will tell you what we're invested in and what we're making happen right now. Like right now, we're buying some property in Atlanta. We're going to buy some more property in some other places. When I saw brother Ben X, actually, he told me he's going to buy 440 acres in Georgia. And I hope it's okay that I mentioned that. But he's making big plans with BWO. And I just really think that you have some people out here that are doing some great things. And I encourage you to pay attention. So we're going to talk about these great things and these great ideas. And we want you to bring your great ideas to the table at the All Black National Convention, which is down in Orlando, October 29th through November 1st. We are having the Black Brain Trust. All the greatest minds in health and wealth, in relationships and everything in between are all going to be there, and we're going to be planning, and we're going to be building things and getting things done, and making the future happen. Don't wait for other people. You can do it yourself. You have all the power that God put inside of you, and you are meant to be great. So don't forget that. All right, I'm going to take a nap. God bless you. I'll keep you guys posted on our trip in Atlanta, and I guess we'll talk to you all soon. So hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you make a ton of money. Peace.